Hello everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is episode 22. Last time, we took the tiny Bronco Airlines piloted by none other than Sid Highwind to the Cosmo Canyon region. What a sentence. Incredible. And we get this gorgeous view of the actual Cosmo Canyon Observatory. And we are making our way through on the main quest today. We have wrangled this region's chocobo, we have side quests and world intel to discover, as we always do in new regions, but it is time for us to push ahead, because I need to see this place. I'm just so very excited. I'm sure it's one of the most anticipated locations for a lot of people.
I've been meaning to ask you something. You said old Sephiroth's come back from the dead, right? And that's a bad thing. So, what I want to know is, how'd he do it? And what's he after?
He wants to save the planet.
But wouldn't that make him a good guy?
It's not what he's doing, but how. He doesn't give a shit if everyone dies in the process.
Sounds like a total nut. I mean, there's not much point in having a planet if there's no one left to enjoy it, is there?
That said, let's not forget that we still got a whole nother problem. One that's reared its ugly head time and time again. Bunch of assholes who wouldn't stop till they bled the planet dry. Shinra. To hit them where it hurts, we'll need to leverage those connections of yours. But if you even think about stabbing us in the back, I'm gonna hug and squeeze you to death, you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Man, I wonder if they're gonna handle the event differently in terms of Cait Sith. They're really laying it on thick. We'll see. I think Cloud could have explained that better. Yeah, he wants to save the planet. He wishes to sail the cosmos using the planet as his vessel.
Ain't got nothing on me!
I wonder if we're going to have to use the region chocobo to get to the observatory. Well, I guess Cait Sith is as clued in as he's going to be, which is pretty funny.
Deal with that.
I'll take care of them. We'll make it quick. This one's for you! Goes after some magic. That's that. Hanging out.
I wonder if I'll be able to see any synergy abilities at play here between Barrett and Aerith. I've done a bit of a party change to try and get some other characters' chances to do synergy abilities together, because we've got Arcane Blast and Sweet and Sour Salvo together, which is very fun. Barrett and Aerith strike a pose and unleash a flurry of ranged strikes. An Arcane Blast. Barrett uses shots with Aerith's magic. It's cool to like try and oh god. We're not going to be able to get it this time because that just annihilated them. He's going to die before we even get there.
That wasn't so bad.
It's alright, we tried. We'll get some synergy attacks happening soon. Just gotta see them strike that pose together. We can see a life spring over there, it looks like, in a temple. god, it's like, it makes so much sense how the world map has been recontextualized for this game. Like, you look at this stuff and it blows my mind. Like, obviously you look at the grasslands and it's like, we don't explore all of that. And then you look at the grasslands itself and then you see that it's kind of like a smaller version of what you see on the world map. The scaling is very interesting, right? Like what you see at play. Because you can see that we go all the way to the edges here. But when you look at it on the world map itself, it's so much larger, right? All of that. It's... Oh, actually, no, I think it's because... Wait, let me see. Yeah, it's very different because it goes off to the ocean here. You get like... It's... Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting because it's like... This doesn't specifically line up with the zoomed in version of the map. And then you see the Junon region and it's this little bit over here. And the Gongaga region is huge. And then you see the Cosmo Canyon is like this section in here. And I love how it makes sense where it would be like, look, all of this stuff is unexplorable. There's not going to be civilization or anything to find out here. And it was the same in the original game, right? Where, sure, you could go on top of all those mountains because the world map was like you're a giant character walking on a smaller map. But it was just a lot of nothing space in between. I love that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has taken the world map and focused it into these dedicated areas still. It works in that way, to its strength, I think, for sure. Midgar looks a little tiny. Like, it's crazy to think about the fact that the entirety of Final Fantasy VII Remake takes place there. Right? Like, there's a whole game that happens there. It blows my mind thinking about that, because obviously there's a lot of verticality to Midgar. You've got the Shinra building, the upper plate, and the slums, so a lot of that is hidden from sight here, but Midgar, like the way that they show the size and scale of that city, like I'm trying to look at it and compare it to the Junon region and like the canon and trying to place that over there. I think Midgar needs to be a little bit bigger on the map. It raises the question of like, if we ever go back to Midgar, how are they going to handle that transition from the world map to Midgar itself? Will you freely be able to walk in and out of it, the city? I don't think so. Seems like it would load up its whole thing. Like, it would be like the Midgar region itself, and you'd have to travel inside of it in that way. I would love to be able to explore the outskirts of Midgar. I really, really would. I know that Midgar's on lockdown, but being able to walk around it on the outer edge would be absolutely exceptional. And we can see that the clouds reveal more and more of the world map as we progress through it. What's really interesting to me is, in comparison to the original game's world map, Wutai is not on the map, but it's heavily mentioned in this story. So I'm curious about that. Maybe it's moved. Like, there's a whole region up here, but the whole world map is almost exactly the same. Wutai is not off to the side here. And there's also a couple of missing elements in the middle and to the bottom of some other areas as well. So it makes me wonder what's going on in that case. Like, we know that we're pushing up into the Nibel region up here. You got Nibelheim, you got Rocket Town, all of that kind of fun stuff. And then up here, Bone Village, the Forgotten Capital, that kind of amazing stuff. I just wonder, I'm assuming that we're not going to Wutai by looking at the world map with this context, and that does make me sad, but I'm assuming it's something that's being saved for part 3. Because it was an optional thing in Final Fantasy VII going to Wutai. You can avoid that entirely. So it always had me wondering, are they going to put it in this one? But they've already given us just so much. So saving some areas, like Wutai, for part 3. Makes a lot of sense. Another thing to think about is like we're looking at the world map and it's showing us the planet like a sphere, and this is just one side of it. So I like Wutai could even be a little bit off to the other side. So could like Mediel, the northern crater all the way on the top. So like they still could spread it out a little bit. We'll have to see. But it's amazing to see a vista like this where it's not like you see that over there, you can go there. It's more of a, this world map is absolutely huge and you don't need to go there because they've given you some really incredible focused regions that make sense within the context of this world map to traverse, you know? And that's very beautiful to me.
Deal with that.
Alright, let's try and get Aerith and Barrett to do a synergy attack here. Get them to do some non-offensive abilities to get that charge up.
Something just for you. Oh, you in trouble now.
We just need Cloud to relax. Hey Cloud, relax.
Keep it together.
So it's my turn?
My characters are doing things.
Go on. We'll make it quick.
Okay, hold on.
Thank you.
Cloud! I was like, even like controlling characters and getting them to do non-offensive attacks, they still die.
Behold Cosmo Canyon, a sacred sanctuary where the planet's greatest minds gather.
It's beautiful. More than I ever imagined. Come on, let's pick up the pace. I can hear it calling my name.
Yeah, me too.
More than you ever imagined. Huh. Is this Barrett's first time here then? Okay. That might be different from the original then. I thought that Barrett would definitely know what it looks like, and I thought that Barrett would have definitely been to Cosmo Canyon. I think I'm confusing the fact that Barrett speaks about this being the birthplace of Avalanche, so I was like, yeah, he speaks about that in the original, right? So he would have been here where Avalanche was born, but then I guess on a larger scale, Avalanche is bigger than the cell that Barrett was the leader of with Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse. So it's like muddled those up in my brain for a second there. But it's cool to get Barrett's excitement to be here. There was always just this element in the back of my head where I was like, Barrett's been here before because this is the birthplace of Avalanche. And you have to like get that out of your head of like the expansion upon the larger Avalanche force. I wonder if we'll actually see them in this game at some point as well, because the other extended parts of Avalanche show up in the remake, which is really exciting actually. So I'll be curious to see if we get any Avalanche mentions, or Avalanche could even potentially be in Cosmo Canyon. Who knows? We'll have to enter and find out. This beautiful welcoming sign. Are they going to tell us that they're full today? Sorry guys, no one's welcome here anymore. We're full on up. Unless we have a certain Red 13 in our midst. Okay. Everybody collect yourselves. Get yourselves together, because... Oh! I highly anticipating this part of the game.
Hey, guys! It's me! I'm back!
There it is. There it is!
It really is you. We were so worried. Oh, come home. Now, why don't you go pay your respects to fellow Bugenhagen? Come on. You can let them through. They're good people. I promise. After all, they're the reason I'm here.
What
The
hell
voice
was
change.
that? Hey guys, it's me.
He's such a softie.
Real quick, gotta check something. An airship dropped these on us this morning. Wanted posters of the terrorists who bombed those reactors. But I think we can say you had nothing to do with all that. Even if Nanaki hadn't vouched for you, it's obvious. Welcome to the sanctum of planetology, Cosmo Canyon.
That's fun. And there it is, confirmed, because you start to... The first scene is very confusing. The second scene, you start to go, huh, okay, hang on a minute. And then you start to think about it a little bit more, and it makes so much sense that Nanaki, name confirmation, feels so much more at home and at peace. He can let his guard down with Aerith to speak in a softer tone, his actual true voice, and he's putting on the gruff tough guy act for everyone else around him. I'm not a dog, don't pet me, all of this stuff. And like, hey guys, I'm back, and his tail's wagging like crazy, and he's so happy to be there, you know, because we freed him from Shinra captivity. We freed him from a horrible situation. Like, this is so nice to see him return home. And we get to finally call him, in this version, by his real name, Nanaki, which I love and adore so much. One of my favorite parts of replaying the original Final Fantasy VII, once you've played it through for the first time, is just naming Red 13 Nanaki right at the start. Who's Nanaki? Nanaki is Nanaki. That's his name. Barrett making fun of it is so good. And you know what? It's taken me until this point to realize, oh yeah, damn. So the buggy that we get, that we're allowed to explore the desert regions of Corel with, obviously stays behind in Gongaga. It doesn't come with us past that point, and then we get flown over to this way, which is very different. It just didn't even cross my mind to go, yeah, the buggy doesn't break down, guys. In the original game, you get the buggy after Gold Saucer, and you can skip right past Gongaga if you want. Don't even have to go in there, and you can keep on driving, cross the river, and go into the Cosmo region, and then it breaks down as like a scripted part of the game before you can proceed. But the buggy is your main vehicle to get you all the way through past Cosmo Canyon to the next area, and then you get a new mode of transport after that. And I like how Rebirth has sort of brought the Tiny Bronco in earlier as an actual plane service, which is really funny. Just very curious how they'll handle the Bronco at a later point in the game. we'll see how we go. But enough rambling. We have made it to Cosmo Canyon, and Nanaki has let his guard down, so we've got some very beautiful scenes ahead with Bugenhagen. Let's pay our respects to him. Maybe play a little bit of Queen's Blood along the way. And then we get to see Reeves' handiwork with those posters.
Welcome to Cosmo Canyon.
And I love how that's changed everything now as well, so they don't have to really worry anywhere near as much in regards to going into places and looking like wanted fugitives.
Keeping watch over the Veil.
My pleasure. Are you about to head out on patrol?
Yeah. Look after this place while we're gone.
I will. You be careful out there, and may the planet keep you safe.
Can you believe it? Not even though we may struggle to see it. Everything...
That windmill generates energy for us. Its output pales in comparison to that of a Mako reactor. But it's more than enough.
You see that wanted poster? The pictures look nothing like us.
Must be that way for a reason.
Gotta keep on our toes.
Yeah, they're like, the pictures have changed.
Antiques at prices that can't be beat. No, sir. Have a look around. Come on. You won't find ruby codes or Cosmo cactuars anywhere but here.
Hey, they're playing the music. The tambourine.
Was to nurture the spirit of the planet. And so, glory, brothers and sisters. Do not neglect your studies, nor your prayers.
Red's just running back in. It's so alive here. Wow.
Well now, it's all here by the planet too.
Don't miss out on this chance to carry a blessing of the planet with you wherever you go.
Avalanche wanted and are alive. Name for themselves, haven't they?
For themselves and for us. In the public's eyes, planetologists and Avalanche are one and the same.
Even so, I doubt we need to worry about Shinra up and attacking Cosmo Canyon unprovoked. Though that would complicate my research.
Dude, the Cosmo candle. It's not lit. Oh, it is lit.
May the planet guide us all.
Wow, so many tourists.
It's like from here, it just like doesn't look like anything. It's on fire. It's just in the actual. Oh, okay. It's just kind of like some embers.
May the planet guide
Oh,
us
sorry.
all.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Blessings flow.
Today is
That flame could look a little more impressive, don't you think? It's the Cosmo Canyon of all things. God, the music is perfect.
Do you have any notion as to why the planet would choose
A lot of
to set up a
planetologists.
trial before us?
I believe it is because she is confident in whispers.
The River of Lights has a long and
The torch of Cosmo Canyon was that long ago when the veil itself was born. Very cool. Somebody put some firelights on it. The fire's looking a little bit small. The Sildra Inn.
Ours is the most storied establishment in the Vale.
Wait, where's that music coming from? Hang on.
It said that these caves were
Hold
formed
on.
from erosion.
Where's that music coming from?
The ceiling's so high.
Wait.
It's like I'm
There it is.
under the stars.
Wow, okay. Dude. Choosing to put this music here and it's the exact same. It's the Advent Children version, exactly. The Promised Land. Advent Children soundtrack is so incredible. I watched Advent Children the day before Rebirth came out, and it was just like, the movies is great. You know, there's so much to love about Advent Children, and a lot of people misunderstand Advent Children, for sure. One of the things people do not misunderstand is the top-tier soundtrack. I recognized this immediately. I even recognized it while the Cosmo Canyon music was still playing over the top of it. I'm like, where is that? I need to find that immediately. So they've got a choir of like planetologists singing the Promised Land song as it was in Advent Children. I kind of wish that, like, as soon as you walked into the inn, that was all you heard, instead of hearing Cosmo Canyon playing over the top of it. It's a little bit of a clash, because both themes are amazing, but they're fighting against each other. That's crazy. And then we're about to add more into the mix because there's the piano.
How may I be of service to you?
Okay, what's our music today? I would assume Cosmo Canyon theme, but it could be a character theme, it could be Red 13's theme. Okay, it's called Two Legs, Nothing to It in this version. So the original is like, it's hard dancing on 2 feet, isn't it? Okay, so we're doing the instead of like Cosmo Canyon music. Interesting. Okay. Do 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 do. All right, let's play. It's a good theme. Do, do, do. Not one that I expected us to play on the piano, to be honest. Not one of the greatest sounding themes on this one to play on the piano, I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of other amazing themes. It also helps if you play it good. It also helps if you play it good. Otherwise, it probably sounds better if you play the notes good. Yep. Yep. Oh, yep. You know when the crowd and Guitar Hero starts booing? I can feel it in the back of my head right now. I've got the Guitar Hero flashbacks. Whoa! Yeah! Yeah, they're hitting me with a difficult song. Let's go. This is what happens when I talk during a song as well, for sure. Oh, man. My performance is a little better when I focus for a second, but it's a tough song right there. It's a lot of misses, baby. Okay. I'm going to try that one again. Usually I do double the second tier note speed because it goes a little bit fast enough for me to just smack it almost as instantly as I see it. I'll take down the note speed just to the default. And we'll go again. It's hard playing the piano with two hands, isn't it? Two hands, nothing to it. Jesus. How did I do? Did I get my A? I got my A ranking. And I actually put the note speed up to 3, so I actually made it faster. I think I perform the songs when the notes are faster because I panic press them too quickly. Like I see them and I'm like, oh! Like I think it's going really fast, so when I speed up the notes and I flick them instantly, it allows me to actually combat that a little bit. This is definitely the hardest song so far. There's a lot of... It's hard for me to focus on both of them at one time, so I try and put my eye line in the middle and just feel when they, you know, go to the outer edge of the circles. But there you go. I cannot see myself getting the star rank on that. Alright, sir. I'm ready for my reward now.
Would you care to share?
Disempowerment materia, thank you.
Mellifluous melodies are all the more pleasing when played on the piano. I hope you will enchant us with even more splendid performances here.
So beautiful. We've hosted many noteworthy guests, including Professor Gast himself.
Professor Gast mention. Huge. Oh my god, materia in the wild. What is it?
We enjoy our lives.
Nice.
And this meal before us. From our brethren, are we given...
Prey and materia would have made a lot of sense. But it's a rare one.
It said that these
There's a lot more people in this version. It's way more touristy.
If you were wondering what the name Silver...
A lot of people coming to visit here. Ooh, Sildra, a legendary dragon. Cool. Can't wait to fight it.
The ceiling's so high.
They cling to muck.
Cosmo Canyon actually feels full, you know, in how they explained it in the original, and we're like, we're a little bit full.
They pulled it off? I mean, you were their star pianist before me.
I told you the person I got to sub for me would manage, didn't I? More importantly, we need to commit to a house. Now, I thought the property we saw the other day was to die for.
It was, but don't you think it might be a little big for the two of us?
Amazing.
I just need to have room for my piano. And who knows? Our family might end up growing someday. There's more than one way to nurture life, after all. Isn't that what we learned from our time here in Cosmo Canyon?
Yeah, I guess you're right. From now on, our life together could be whatever we want it to be.
The pianist from Costa del Sol that Tifa took over for. There's the continuation of that story and a couple of NPCs. So there's our lovebirds that came over here. That's really fun. Alright, we got Queen's Blood players, which we will play in time.
This is divine. I can't believe you got a reservation.
The Chadster is here.
Okay, now this is what I call being in the crater.
Hey, is fellow Bugenhagen gonna come down today?
Is fellow Bugenhagen gonna come down today? Oh, dude!
Is a gift.
Holy shit. The Tiger Lily armaments sign. Damn, it's crazy how easily they can make you go right back to the original game with stuff like that. Wow.
Just so we're clear, I only sell to customers I deem worthy.
Okay, I guess we've been deemed worthy. Imagine if you couldn't buy anything. I was wondering when we were going to get a new weapon for Kate. It's been so long. Moogle Kaboom. This is his first obtained weapon because he automatically comes with 2. A megaphone that helps its user pour their heart into their cheering. Turn your Moogle into a ticking time bomb that explodes when it leaves combat. Guys, no. I think I can see how they're going to handle a certain sequence differently. We'll see.
Don't you dare use my weapons for anything unsavory.
Our lives are gifts.
You have to take that up with the Moogle, ma'am. Damn. Okay. Bit of a downgrade in all of the stats. Oh, I just realized that there's no materia. That's why. He's got no materia in the primary slot. God damn. Okay. Wow. I see why. You can stack double increase luck by 100, and in the folio, we've already given Kate Sith increased luck by 100 by riding the Moogle. This gives him, like, increasing his luck by 300 while he's on the Moogle. And then he can roll that dice. What does 300 plus luck even do to a person?
On the planet, instruments.
Crazy talk. We'll have to see.
Become a whole new me.
I can't even. I have no words. They say that the owner of this shop can wonder if it's
only the best classic canyon medicines.
We got some more booster packs. Chimerical creatures and Stranger Than Fiction. Jabberwock. Cave Stalker and the G Spectre, dude. Okay. Yeah, right.
Did you find everything you were looking for?
Yes, the G Spectres that nobody should know about on a card. Perfect.
You can add a dash of the planet's grace and deliciousness.
Go on! Take a look around!
Take a look around!
Thank you so much!
No matter where you stand?
We got someone with a photo here. Where's Snaps? Where's Snaps in this place? Haven't encountered him yet.
Blessings of the planet be upon you. With our
Blessings of the planet upon you.
I was born and raised here, in this canyon. I was to become a watcher of the Veil like those before me, until I was taken by Shinra. Now that I'm home and have repaid my debt to you, I plan to serve my village once more. I appreciate all that you've done for me. Thank you.
We're really gonna miss you, Red.
Oh, don't say that. You're only making this harder. I mean, I wish we had more time, but this is my duty.
I suppose it was your duty to act the old man.
I wanted you to treat me as an equal, not a dog.
Nanaki! Is that you, my boy?
Coming!
Oh! He's a dog. He's a dog, all right. There he is!
So, was that goodbye?
Nah, I'm sure we'll see him around the canyon. The real question is, why'd we come here? To learn the secrets of planetology. Come on!
Can't forget that materia!
As for me... that'll do.
Catnap.
I'm gonna steal some shut-eye, if you don't mind.
You're gonna get stepped on.
Then we can see the sights.
You know what's funny about a robot getting shut-eye? Is that's... Whoa, planetologists can teleport.
I've been studying planetology for years now.
He actually snores. But you just know that this is someone getting up off their desk and going, back to work. He doesn't talk in his sleep.
Those who sacrifice.
The fake sleeping. Well, we're getting bits and pieces. We're getting Red 13 fluctuating through his voices there, which is really funny. You want to play the old man? I didn't want to be a dog. Bugenhagen jump scare. I'm really excited to see how he looks in this game in regards to how we like get a closer look of him floating on that orb. Because there's multiple renditions of him. When I was a kid, I thought that he didn't have any legs and he was just a body on a floating orb, you know, and he was just a floating man with no legs. And then you see like pixel related artwork or sprites of him from, I think it was before Crisis, that game, and you can actually see him sitting cross-legged on the orb, and the orb is very large. So I guess we'll see how it actually looks in this version. Barrett and Yuffie have run off together, and Kate Sith is sleeping, and Red 13 has now left us forever. He's going to perform his duty to Cosmo Canyon.
It rides the winds across our planet, singing through the wind.
This is farewell, Nanaki. See you someplace, somewhere. Up he goes on the left, okay. You can play planetologists in Queen's Blood.
Ahead is unknown. We are not afraid, for we walk with the Great Mother at our side.
You're interested in learning.
So we've got multiple lifts.
That's wonderful. Lift your gaze.
If you ask me, planetology's the future.
A lot of folks downplay the planet's peril, but if they saw the weapons up close like we did, they'd have no choice but to acknowledge how bad it really is. Folks around here, though, they get it. They want what's best for our planet. You can see it in their eyes. Wonder if it ain't too late to recruit them to Avalanche.
Welcome, friend.
I was just gonna take a little break until the next seminar, but...
For many of us, it's heaven.
Lift your gaze to the heavens.
We yearn to chase the horizon.
What's that about the gays?
Born of one mother, with boundless love for her children.
I see a snaps icon. Where's Yuffie at? She's gonna be in the materia shop.
A seminar is in progress.
Planetology Assembly.
Blessings of the planet upon you. Disciples of her teachings gather here to share their experiences. Through these seminars, we learn from one another and together enrich our lives. Participation in the seminars requires a special invitation from a mentor. Without one, I'm afraid you cannot join. Perhaps you might instead consider taking part in the River of Lights ceremony. I suspect you'd enjoy it.
Let me in!
A seminar is in progress.
I ask you this, who among you...
Oh, I see Yuffie. With another Queen's Blood player who's on TV. Shit.
The practice of mindful breathing.
My precious materia, where are you? No need to be shy, come out. Yuffie's gonna take you home.
Yuffie, those lyrics are not as good as the previous one.
Let it fill your body.
To study planetology is
Within you all.
What was our pose today?
Running into you here. Say, how about I get a shot of you giving thanks to the planet?
Oh, for a second I thought Tifa was going to do it too because the animation started at the same time.
Unreal.
That's funny.
Can't do it justice. Wonders such as these have to be experienced in person. I want to believe I can capture this magic. I'm looking for spots with a spiritual feel, if you know any.
So, I haven't actually checked out any of these frames. There you go, there's the Cosmo Canyon frame.
Our great mother.
Very nice.
It has been 7. Never abandon us.
They got elevators this time. Look at this technology. Cosmo Canyon is moving on up in the world. Back in my day, it was a series of stairs and rooms. Would you look at that view with them canyons?
Ah, not so fast. Sorry, but visitors aren't allowed in here. You see, this is where we keep all our valuables.
Why would you say that? Baobab wood. Dude, look how high we are. Where's the forbidden forest that's usually in this place where Cloud gets the apocalypse sword? I don't see any mountains in the Cosmo region that have like that mossy green on it. I wonder if we'll still see that or not in part 3. Because you could do it in this game with a mountain chocobo. Maybe when we get the high wind. I have no idea how they're going to handle world map exploration with the high wind, but it will be very interesting. Probably limiting, but we'll see. Taking the high wind and also the submarine to places. That's, God. There's so much that hasn't even been touched on yet, you know? Oh my God, there he is. He'd just be standing on that orb. There it is, he ain't sitting.
These are the friends I was talking about.
Thank you for looking after Nanaki. My name is Bugenhagen. I teach planetology here in the canyon. And one could say I know a thing or two about our world.
A thing or two? I doubt there's a thing or two you don't know about it.
Well, it might seem that way to a child like yourself.
I'm not a child anymore. I'm 48.
40 what?
Yeah, he's 16 years old, though. In human years.
In human terms, I would say he's about 15 or 16 years old.
That's more than old enough. I can protect our Veil and everyone in it. Which is more than I can say for my good-for-nothing father.
Speaking of the members of our little community, have you announced your return to one and all, Nanaki?
Not yet. Be right back.
But where are my manners? Please, come in and have a look around.
Where's his little bobbing that he does? Where he bobs and his arms flap. Wow, okay. So he do just be standing on it. His legs probably get tired. I thought they might actually go for the sitting angle. I couldn't really tell when I just got that glimpse of him from a distance. Sitting on the orb probably feels a lot more comfortable. My legs would get so tired. He's got the translation of his like artwork and appearance into Rebirth is basically 1-to-1. It's incredible how well that is translated over. Incredible. He'd just be rolling on that orb. Just missing his trademark bobbing up and down.
If we've anything to fear, it is not our fellow man, nor any creature big or small, with whom we share our home. It is that which comes from beyond the confines.
Do you think we can go down to where Red is, or are we going to get cut off? Yep. Hiya! Worth a try.
Her children, to join hands and come together. For united, we shall never succumb to fear of celestial calamity.
Whoa. Incredible. Wow.
Nanaki never had much exposure to the outside world. I can only hope his travels with you have served to enlighten him.
It's like, I'm 48. It's like, yeah, but you're only a teenager in human years. Look at that giant materia that he's got.
Oh, have my devices piqued your curiosity? They are essential to my studies of the planet.
What a great outfit. I love that they kept his laugh. It's exactly the same.
Nanaki never had much exposure to the outside world. I can only hope his travels with you have served to enlighten him.
These are all the algebra calculations that come up on screen when the ultimate supernova attack is unleashed. Don't want to investigate anything yet that's got an icon. I just want to look at it. Look, don't touch. There's a lot of detail here. Alright, we got a few things we can interact with. Oh, ooh, there you go. That's a big one right there. Actually, I think that's a life spring. It looks like something else. It looks like the pre-rendered background for an important spot. A little bit different.
I never thought you could become even more enchanting. And yet, it's like you're singing to me of the planet's wisdom. Don't you worry, my dear. I'll find a way to bring out the full depths of your beauty. Cross my heart.
Hold on to that materia tight. Got like a creature there. Interesting.
While that may appear to be little more than a glistening mineral at a glance, it is in fact a crystallized collection of our planet's memories.
The planet's wisdom. Don't you worry, my dear. I'll find a way to bring out the full depths of your beauty. Cross my heart.
Oh! Those devices are testing the pull of gravity.
I was wondering why it was taking so long. Cloud.
That records fluctuations in various energies. I must ask that you handle it with care. It's a rather delicate device, you see.
You can hear the noise. It's so funny. I wonder how he controls that thing. Just like, he has materia junctioned to his legs, so he just thinks that it moves. What we don't see is that you see that he has no hands in his sleeves. That's because he has his sleeves in his shirt and he's holding on to some little handlebars, and he's actually on a little materia scooter. and it's just, you know, the hands, it looks like they're in the sleeves, but, you know, it's all a neat trick.
That's a scale model of our planet and the surrounding stars. One could say the dust it's collected represents the people who live upon it.
Gadgets and gizmos aplenty.
We've all been worried sick about Nanaki, fellow Bugenhagen chiefly among us.
So fellow Bugenhagen is like his title. Ha! Hello?
Do you recognize that little scamp? I'll have you know that in his childhood, Nanaki was quite a handful.
Little hollow projector of Nanaki. Damn, okay. You're not going to tell me what this one does?
Oh, they are essential to my studies of the planet. That is one of the first Mako detectors ever built. Though I suspect it can't detect much now. Let's not be hasty. I'll show you that room later.
Okay. I love that they allow you to just take it in, right? Hot air balloon.
That right there is a type of a current generator. It harnesses the power of the wind to produce new airflows of its own. Perhaps you've encountered them before during your travels.
Riding my chocobo across the region, flying near them, yes. Damn, dude. Get that original shot when you go on the outside and it zooms out to the full Cosmo Canyon. The camera does pull back when you get out here to show the scale of it, which is great.
The lights we observe here have traveled to us from the far reaches of time and space. To gaze at the stars is to gaze into their past, what they once were, eons ago.
Humans can't help but fixate on.
Ah, look at that view. That harsh Final Fantasy VII remake style lighting of the outside and inside. Can I take a peek?
You will
Down here
find
now.
a larger telescope on the planet. With it, you can see to the edge of the galaxy. There's no better view of the stars than through this scope. But the lens could do with some cleaning. My apologies.
He's got a little bit of a bob going. There you go.
That again, huh?
Ooh. Oh. I mean, I know what this is. I know what this is. I mean, Cloud's not supposed to know what this is. What are you listening for, old man? In the caves down below. These are the cries of the planet.
The planet crying out. A sorrowful dirge indeed. One I've heard all too often of late. This tubing allows us on the surface to hear the inner voice of the planet.
What we just heard didn't come from the planet, though. That was definitely the voice of a weapon.
You seem awfully sure of yourself, miss.
Because we saw them with our own eyes. 2 in the Corral and Gungaga reactors. They were loud and huge.
A fascinating account, were it true. However, such grand delusions could be a sign of Mako poisoning. Do see a doctor.
Wow.
Excuse me?
Oh. Yes. That would do them some good. Judging from everything you've said, the 3 of you are unfamiliar with basic planetology. But it is never too late to learn. Please, come with me.
All right, Bugenhagen. Tifa's been in the belly of one of those beasts, actually. Yeah, it's very interesting to have this recontextualized. So these sort of cries from the planet, Tifa's like, these are the roars of the weapons. Like, we've heard those sounds. That's a great way to handle the cries of the planet. One of the most unsettling sounds that you can hear in the original Final Fantasy VII is the cry of the planet. It's just like, it's an actual spiritual wail. I don't know how they were able to achieve such a harrowing sound effect in the original game with that limited sound font, but it is in here forever. You know, it's just like one of those sounds that listening to that it's very unsettling when you think about it. These genuine, like the planet crying out in pain and you're actually able to hear it. I'm interested in Tifa's perspective on the weapon being the one making the sounds, because they're forming around these planetary wounds, you know? Instead of us choosing our party members to go into the observatory this time, we have Tifa and Aerith, which is who we would have taken anyway. Wow, hello. This is the room, dude. Oh, yes. Oh, here we go.
I present to you our planetarium. While the Shinra building features the latest iteration, this particular one is my original design. Now then, without further ado,
oh, wow, okay.
Wow.
This is only the beginning.
A shooting star.
Planetology is not simply the study of the cosmos and the celestial bodies that dwell in it. Rather, it is a quest to comprehend the cyclical nature of life. Behold, the planet we call home. It was from its soil, so teeming with life, that mankind was born. And like all living things, man is fated to die. So, what happens next? The body withers and returns to the planet. But what of the mind, the spirit, the soul? Much like its former vessel, it too returns whence it came. To the great river where all intertwine and circle the planet without end. A cycle of continuous convergence and divergence. The ceaseless ebb and flow that is the life stream. An apt name, though it is as much a reservoir as it is a stream, being the sum of the planet's spiritual energy. It is the very essence of our star, the blood coursing through its planetary veins. And if ever that essence were to be entirely depleted, of course, these are but basic principles of planetology.
So you're saying that Mako is spiritual energy, which we're using up?
Just so. Siphoned from the planet and processed for industry, that energy can no longer fulfill its true purpose. It is fated to fuel man's machinery, then fade away.
Okay, but does it actually fade away? I mean, what if it doesn't? What if it just returns to the life stream in a different form? Is that possible?
A novel theory, suggestive of a lack of understanding. However, that can be overcome with time and education.
You rang?
Please escort this young lady to our seminar room, would you?
Right this way. Okay.
Hey, can I come?
Bugenhagen, being a bit rude, mate. We're gonna take this old man out on a stroll to Gongaga. Be like, look at this.
Got a question. Planet runs out of energy. It and everything on it dies, right?
Yes.
There any way to avoid this? Like, making the spiritual energy stronger?
Why are you asking me such things? I'm sorry. I've come to realize that I'm somewhat stuck in the past. We've entered an era in which humanity exerts unprecedented influence over its environs. And as both the planet and society evolve, so too must science. And yet it seems that I cannot. Perhaps I'm much too old of a dog to learn any new tricks.
I see.
Was my explanation of planetology not to your liking? Perhaps a seminar would provide a more agreeable experience. Was my explanation of planetology not to your liking? Perhaps a seminar would provide a
that scene showing the planet and the live stream explanation. Oh, very moving. Very beautiful. His clapping hands. Alright, well, we can go have a seminar now.
Thanks so much for taking such great care of Nanaki for us. Fellow Bugenhagen instructed me to let you take anything you think might prove useful on your journey. Check out the storeroom when you have a chance.
Parting gift. We can go check out the valuables now. Oh. You got this, man. Hiya. Allow me to see your valuables. Shit. Hey. Dude. You can't hit me with that. You can't hit me with that. Yo. Hold in the tears. Hold in the tears. I can't believe that it's there. That feels illegal to see right now. Ah, yes, I'll take the pot with the hat, please. Give me the pot with the hat. Yeah, I'm gonna cry. Okay. It's coming. Okay. Oi. Alright. Where are the tissues? Where's the tissues? Okay, I'm not crying. You're crying. They keep these in the treasury. God, and the story hasn't even happened yet. I'm just looting. I'm being a little loot goblin. Less of a treasury now, more of a... I didn't realize Cosmo Canyon had so many onions in it. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so they, God damn. Okay. Pull yourself together. So... they go so long without giving us a new weapon for Kate Sith since we got him. It's weird spacing. I feel like the red megaphone we should have been able to get ages ago. Maybe I missed it. Maybe you could have got it a while ago and I just missed it. But I've done everything that I can, at least for now. I don't think it was a reward for an activity I haven't done yet. Maybe I could have got it in the Gold Saucer because I think they said new activities opened up, and we haven't gone back there yet. Because I was just going to wait until we all go back there anyway. Okay. Moogle Magic. A megaphone whose gorgeous gems add a soothing resonance to the user's voice. Use an equipped summons ability? What? Oh, dude, he just literally summons Ifrit for a second just to do a massive punch. Dude, that's cracked. What the hell? Can only use while riding Moogle during battles in which summons are available, and the cooldown increases with each use. That's incredible. We'll allow Kate to do his previous ability first. Oh, there's two entrances. Hello. Welcome, I've just come out of the treasury. Alright. Where am I? I'm lost. I haven't been here before. Okay. I'm just going back up. Alright, we should head down, because I think that's how we get to the seminar.
Put your faith in our great...
This village is lame. Did you know none of the materia here is even real? And don't get me started on the planetologists. Bunch of blowhards in love with the sound of their own voice.
Time to throw Yuffie out of Cosmo Canyon.
One must exercise.
I'm throwing you overboard.
Tell me.
I heard from fellow Bugenhagen. By all means, please come and join the seminar. Follow me if you would.
Which would you say is a more worthy pursuit?
They are both one and the same. Wouldn't you agree?
I asked.
The planet speaks to...
All you has looked inward.
The River of Lights is one way which you are... All the time I've spent here?
A seminar is in progress.
See, we've actually got the piano theme of Cosmo Canyon now.
I've never been into physical stuff. Painting and poetry are more my thing. My old man.
Oh, wow.
He used to say it was a waste.
Huh.
What about you, miss? You must have a story to share. Please.
Me? Okay. Where to begin? I fell into the life stream. I don't have words to describe it, except beautiful, maybe? It was a lot to take in. Feelings of kindness washed over me. Long-forgotten memories came flooding back. It was a warm, comforting place. But there was also conflict. A war between the planet and its enemies. And we can't let them win. We need the planet, and it needs us. We have to rise up, fight back, defend it from this terrible threat. Thing is, I don't know how to do any of that. And I hoped you might have the answer. I'm not criticizing planetology or anything, and I'm not trying to scare anybody either. I just... You know... Never mind. This is all coming out wrong.
Please, do not be discouraged. Should you ever wish to try again, we would be more than happy to listen. What matters is that you keep challenging your beliefs. Stop doing that, and the answers will forever elude you. On that note, I think we should adjourn for the evening. The River of Lights is almost upon us, so let us head to the torch.
I'll see you at the festival.
Okay. We didn't get to hear Aerith tell a story. Cloud, maybe? I don't know if this is a feeling shared by anyone else at this point in the game so far, but does anyone else feel like we haven't had much Aerith? Or am I just kind of crazy? Like, we've had a lot of Tifa. Like, Tifa is very, like, front and center alongside Cloud. We've got fun focus on Kate Sith, and he's shown up and talked quite a lot. Red 13 quite a lot. Barrett quite a lot. Yuffie a lot. But in comparison to all the characters and how much they sort of speak and take up space in cutscenes and dialogue, am I alone in that feeling? It feels like Aerith doesn't have as much to contribute to the group, and I don't know if she's really kind of struggling with the Whispers having taken her memories and things from her, because in Remake, she was a lot more sort of vocal and engaged with the group in a lot of ways. And it's very interesting to have a scene like that, and Aerith doesn't really say much. And Tifa talks about her experience with the live stream, which makes sense, but I really feel this this disconnect with Aerith at the moment, which is a little strange. And I wonder if that sentiment is shared, or whether or not I'm imagining things. Because it just feels like, by comparison of like sort of tallying up how much presence characters have so far, Aerith feels a little bit on the lower side. And I don't know how I feel about that. I'd like all of them to have a little more balance, I suppose. I know that there's parts of the story where characters get a little more of their own stuff, like Corel is very much Barrett's time, and Cosmo Canyon is Nanaki's time, etc., etc. But yeah, it's crucial for this game specifically, with Aerith, you know?
The River of Light ceremony will begin shortly. This night comes but once a year, bringing us closer to the planet. I've no doubt you'll feel her grace.
Well, a nice night for us to be here then. I hope the candle is burning brightly.
Ah, the River of Lights. Once a year, we gather the souls that have drifted to our veil and return them to the planet whence they came. I heartily encourage you to join us in this ceremony.
Oh, it's gonna be like where they do like the lamps? It's gonna be like that? That's gonna be beautiful. Okay, I see what you're doing.
There is no seminar being held here at the moment.
Somebody call Yuna, get her on the phone to perform the sending. Oh wow, we're getting sunset.
Where do I even start?
I ask you this, who among you has looked
That time of day change.
Boundless love for her children.
Now can we go and fast travel all the way back to the grasslands to see the grasslands at sunset? Is that possible? No, because fast travel is unavailable. Is our whole group at the candle, I wonder?
Wicked thoughts.
Through the practice of mindful breathing, we can tap into the flow.
I can see Aerith, Barrett, Tifa, Yuffie, Kate. Yeah, they're all there. And Red's there too. Nice.
Calming breath.
I can see a flame now. Nighttime. There it is. My God. I'm seeing a lot of blue faces in my group, guys. And I need one of those faces to be a little bit more brighter than the others. Oh, that live stream music.
Look at them, gathered around the fire. Just like us that day. Me and Mom and Dad. If only we could do that again. Never mind. Just forget I said anything.
He has such a sweet voice.
I'll lend an ear.
Whenever I think about my mom, my chest swells with so much pride, I feel like it'll burst. But when it comes to my dad, I just... Sorry, I can't. Still not ready. Sorry, I can't. Still not ready.
Put your faith in our great mother.
When you die, you return to the planet? That has literally got to be the dumbest thing I have ever heard. Once you die, that's that.
If people everywhere resolve to not take her bounty for granted.
Why do you think that?
I just do. I believe in anything else until I see some actual proof.
It is interesting because this is like planetology. You've got like a religion here, right? And then you've got like different viewpoints in the world of people that are like atheist or people that are oh, what's the term? It escapes me. You know, that they're open to the concept, but there's no proof. Not sure why that word is escaping me right now, but you've got different, you know, religions and perspectives on life, and, you know, returning to the life stream and souls going to heaven, and, you know, all of those concepts of life after death, you know.
Of this world, that which disrupts the natural order.
Of course, Aerith is the one that's like right there speaking with them. Maybe I'm gonna get exactly what I was just talking about and get a nice Aerith scene now.
How much longer are they going to be doing this?
So we've got our atheist of the group.
Man, I can't wait to see what they've got planned.
Some say we're like grains of sand on the beach of the universe. Fatalist idiots. Spend my whole life trying to prove I'm wrong, but sitting here looking up at the sky, you can't help feeling pretty minuscule.
Fatalist idiots. We've got the existential Cosmo Canyon happening now. The pale blue dot.
It is boundless and infinite, and we may share in it freely if we open ourselves to her. It is found within the soil beneath our feet, the trees from which it sprouts.
I had the pleasure of talking to a mentor. Said it was presumptuous of me to think I could save the planet. She decides her own fate, you see. As rain cleanses the skies, so too does she cleanse herself of filth. So what? We sit here and theorize while the planet rinses and repeats?
What do you want to do?
Not nothing, that's for damn sure. At the same time, though, I don't know if fighting's the answer anymore. Maybe it's time for some good old-fashioned introspection.
All the choices are so interesting because I want to probe them on a couple of choices.
The planet's trying to tell me something. But what?
And this is interesting as well because we're going to this place which is very rigid and set in their ways, and they have this like structure of stuff with the life and the planet, and this is a brand new event that's taking place in this story, like Sephiroth, Genova, all of that. Like
years ago, Avalanche, they called themselves. They were young, but the desire to protect the planet burned bright within their hearts. And who were we to quench such noble passions? Though their path led them elsewhere.
Wow, so many tourists. Must be quite the festival.
I hope to be here, to welcome them with open arms, no matter what they have done.
the birthplace of Avalanche is still a thing in Cosmo Canyon. So I'm excited to get more on that.
Did I sound as awkward as I felt?
Felt for you. Never been that good with words, as you know.
We're just two peas in a pod, aren't we? I think I'm gonna stay out here a little longer.
Some carry a fire that rivals even this.
Like the youths who left the Veil.
That's more like it.
So, I'm an ancient. As in, a steward of the planet. One of those ancients. Or, to be more precise, the only ancient. For the most part, it's been a source of pain. I've been held against my will. I've been watched. I've been ignored. Even hated. And it's been that way ever since I was little. My blood's been nothing but a curse. If I ever started to forget, something would remind me of what I was and bring me crashing back down to Earth. It was always the same. Time after time. I'd be shown a glimmer of hope, only to have it snatched away. I was never gonna be normal. That much was clear.
It's okay.
So my blood's been a curse, but it's also been a blessing. It's brought some wonderful people into my life, friends that I love. And for once, I think I'm okay. Happy even. And all that pain feels worth it. Even if I can't lead a normal life, there is one thing I can do. Return their kindness. And try to make the most of what I've been given.
There! It is time!
Whoa!
Pretty sappy, huh? Meant every word, though.
Exceptional. Exceptional. I got what I wanted.
So, this is where you've been, Nanaki.
What's up?
There's something of great import I need to show you. And by that I mean all of you. Join me, would you? What did you all think of the River of Lights? For whatever reason, the ceremony has drawn a number of tourists to the Vale as of late. When I ask for their impressions, they often speak of how beautiful it was. Some claim they were even moved to tears. It's an overwhelmingly positive reception, I'm happy to say. To stir the human soul is no small feat. And it pleases me to know that the River of Lights possesses such power.
My heart goes out to Aerith.
My hopes to parlay their emotional response into a deeper intellectual curiosity. They have yet to be fulfilled. People are surrounded by cats, dogs, birds, and trees. They know that life is all around them, be it through the birth of a baby or the blooming of a flower. They bear constant witness to the blessed cycle of creation, yet they've no interest in the welfare of our planet. Forgive me for sharing my idle thoughts. Keeping them to myself is quite a challenge in my old age.
Okay. I don't know what is the thought process behind let's have story dialogue with Bugenhagen surrounded by 20 NPCs that just go like in my ears at the same time. Like, because you take none of that in. Like, I'm trying to read the subtitles as the only way that I can listen to Bugenhagen. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, I love dialogue and I love listening to what the NPCs have to say. One at a time, please. Jesus Christ. It just undercuts the weight of the scene, because the Cosmo candle scene, excellent, very, very good, absolutely perfect. I got what I wanted. I was feeling the absence of Aerith. I really, really was, and then I was met with that. I was like, okay, thank you. I needed that. And we encouraged Aerith and were nice to everybody in what we wanted to say to all of them. And goddamn, makes you want to cry all over again. Like the Cosmo Canyon, and seeing the actual lanterns going up and converting into that life stream color, and seeing the elements of the life stream there as well, is so beautifully touching. And I wanted to obviously follow Bugenhagen to get the dialogue from him. It makes me wonder, you know, I wanted to walk around the candles some more, but he started walking, so I had to follow him. I just know that, you know, Cosmo Candle is only going to burn at night for a limited time only, and I already have to move on. But it was very, very beautiful to see that.
To know that Aerith has friends like you to keep her company.
Today's experience was surely the will of the planet. May you cherish it always.
Damn, okay. So here we are. It's here. Instead of just like in the center of the place, this makes more sense. The sealed door.
Well then, shall we proceed?
But I thought this door was
sealed so that none may enter? Why, yes, and by my own hand, no less. However, you've a trial to undertake.
I do?
If you wish to prove yourself and become a Watcher of the Veil, that is. I presume you are prepared.
Yeah.
I will also require your assistance in carrying out the trial. Much danger awaits within, and I wish to ensure his safety. When you're ready, simply say the word.
Undertake the trial. I love all of the paper seals that are on the outside of this as well. Just 1 second. before we go to undertake the trial, I want to go back and look at the candle. Not ready yet. I wonder if we'll have a fixed party for this as well. We'll see how things play out.
The planet watches over and keeps all of you from.
Okay, now maybe I can have a look at, have a proper listen to some of the dialogue.
Sharing her story made this evening truly special.
All of us here are friends to Aerith, I promise you.
In Cosmic Canyon under the night sky.
Beneath our veil, bound and stagnant. Do you have any notion as to why the planet would choose to set such a trial before us?
I believe it is because she is confident that we have the strength to overcome it.
The fact that we stand here today, alive and well, having overcome our challenges, is proof of this.
Indeed. As the planet ordains, so it shall be. This truth...
Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Forgotten.
God, this has been so perfect.
What a beautiful thing it is to travel the world. I only wish that I had been afforded the opportunity to do so sooner. I can't help but wonder where we'll meet next. So many fascinating possibilities.
So it has always been.
Damn, I can't even walk around the candle, bro.
Such character. May we all be graced with the planet's wisdom and guidance.
The fact that we stand here today...
We got to look at it.
You're fine just the way you are.
I love seeing the fire burn.
I want you to know my heart goes out to you.
Okay, now we can go and say yes. Yes, I will undertake the trial. Who shall we take with us into our party, however?
I'm glad to know that Aerith has friends like you to keep her company.
Today's experience was surely the will of the planet. May you cherish it.
Shall we begin? Then off we go.
This guy's got the force. Huh. Wow.
Now we follow the cave where it leads, deep as it will take us.
Everybody strapped in? One of my favorite elements of the original game with this sequence. It's not currently present, sadly, but it's the music that's playing in Cosmic Canyon. You can hear it ever so loudly, and as you get into this cave, as you go deeper, the music fades, and I really love that touch. Obviously, it's very quiet here at the moment. We can't hear the music as we've come down and approached this place, but I loved it happen once you entered the cave and slowly went down. Cave of the G, Path of Return. Oh, we're being accompanied by the planetologists. Okay. His personal bodyguards.
Has Nanaki told you anything about his parents yet?
No.
They were watchers, both of them. But they couldn't have been any more different. When our village came under attack, my mother fought with courage, with honor. She faced the enemy and laid down her life to save us. My father, though, he turned tail and ran. He was a coward.
So then, you still haven't forgiven him?
Why would I?
Oh, I see.
Very long lift ride, huh? Like, very long lift ride. So that would have been the perfect thing of hearing the Cosmo Canyon music at the top and just it fades the deeper and deeper you go. Music plays such an important part.
From
Chamber
this
of
point
Deception.
onward, only two may proceed. He who shall undertake the trial and his observer.
Who's gonna observe?
I'll do it.
That would render the trial meaningless. But if not him... Ah, you'll do nicely.
Me?
Him? Really?
At least pretend not to hate me.
Whenever you're ready.
Ready.
Wow, okay. So we're in a set Red 13 and Barrett segment. Look at the vending machine that is branded like the Cave of the G theme, but also uses the old save crystal. That's so weird. But then the Magnata Books vending machine is just the Magnata Books vending machine. I love that they've at least changed one of them. That's cool. This music is good. Okay. Time for me to do some equipment and materia changeovers for just these two then. Okay. We have exchanged materia and equipment and messed up all of our party's stuff for now. Isn't it great to see when you take the materia out, it reflects in the equipment? I love that. Alright. Barrett and Red, let's go.
Make sure that you are well prepared.
This is a very neat change of pace, because I was wondering if we'd form our own party and then Red, but this is cool.
Make sure that you are well prepared.
Yes, Grandpa.
You gonna watch my back?
Yep. Burning holes in you right now.
And he comes with us too. Something that I find interesting is, you know, we never have Red mention Grandpa in his sleep, you know? Grandpa. Like when he's sleeping at calm or something.
What is this?
This is a place of deep sorrow. A place where those who have been sealed away are left to mourn their fates.
I like that we're in control of Red. This makes this so much more of a personal journey.
My turn?
You just float yourself up into a nook.
If I were going to already.
Oh, we've got new enemies, actually. Hold on. Before I Stardust Ray them to oblivion. I think we've got a permanent voice change as well, by the way. I think we're looking at a permanent voice change for Red. I could see him putting the voice on for other people outside of the party, but it seems as though, for all intents and purposes, he will now speak in his true voice to the rest of the party. It's very cute. Snake-like creatures that slither in caves, they possess venomous fangs and can poison their prey by either biting or spitting a toxic secretion. An elemental weakness. What a name, right? For just a small little snaky boy. Nidhogg itself, you know? Instead of it being the name of like a boss. Oh my god, Red. All this brand new combat dialogue. He's so happy and chipper. His whole attitude has changed now. He's back to being a teenager. We've got two teenagers in the party, Red and Yuffie.
Nanaki, look here. Such walls should be well within your power to climb.
Ooh, approach glowing surfaces and scamper along walls. Stop moving and press circle to drop, but remember to watch where you land. Okay. Climbing walls. Bye, everybody. Oh, got the camera angle. Hey! Nice. Will we find the added effect materia in this cave, like the original? Adds the effect of the desired materia to your equipment. Yeah, that camera movement, that's gonna drive me insane. Also, look at this statue, by the way. Wow, okay. Getting Draugr vibes from the G here. Gotta climb all these walls and get all of the possible items. Damn, he's able to really climb on them with ease.
This place is giving me the creeps.
Your discomfort is only natural. A fierce battle was waged here. And even after 45 years, the scars remain fresh.
What? You're saying the Gi managed to make it all the way up here?
Oh, Cave of the Gi.
Somebody fill me in. Who are the Gi?
A tribe known to very few people outside of the Veil. The rest you will learn in due time. Of that you can be certain. For now, let us proceed.
I've said G my whole life, so I will adjust. Cave of the Gi. Oh! Oh, dude. Yes, holy shit. They're attached to each other. Dude, no fucking way. The stingers. Alright, hold on. I just need to... Oh my god. Alright, I need to get a closer look at them. I need to get a closer look at these when Barrett's not shooting it in the face. Hold on, Barrett. Just wait a sec, Barrett.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Just stop shooting him in the face for a sec. Because I want to... Wow. Look at all those different... Look at all the eyes that they got. So they're just normal fights in here. These were like a couple of scripted encounters when you entered their webs. Well done. Well done. Great design.
Let's make it.
Quadrupedal and arthropods that scurry around caves, they stabilize themselves by plunging their hind legs into the ground, allowing them to unleash devastating attacks.
You got this!
My turn? You ready for some fun?
You ready for some fun? His whole attitude has immediately changed. It's pretty funny, actually.
Rain down your wrath!
He's just allowed to be himself now, you know?
The Watcher's work is never done.
God, they be struggling to walk on their legs. A Watcher's work is never done. Yeah. You can tell that he's feeling happy that he's able to sort of come out of his shell around the gang, or at least around Barrett here now. And
that doesn't look convenient.
Bugenhagen tried to ascend the wall with me there for a sec. The fact that you can control all your party members in battle does make me wish that you could control your party members out of battle a bit more often. Like if you wanted to just choose to run around with the group as like Barrett or Red or anything. I assume with our... What are you guys doing over there now? Jesus. I assume with how the game works in chapter selection where you're able to pick your party, that'll be exactly how it is. You guys went down this way. I got to explore multiple ways just to see if there's missable stuff. God, look at all the stingers.
You asked for
Okay, Red going crazy on those spins.
Give me a hand. Ready? With me.
Cool.
Guess it's my turn.
Look at that Stardust Ray go, baby.
Stay the course.
Those spiders are having a hard time dying. God damn. I still just love how deep down underground we went. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Oh. There's a little bit up there, so it like makes it look like you could like climb on the roof. Ah! Ah! Okay. Hang on.
I only got 2 legs here, you know.
Just making sure I'm getting everything, Barrett. Can't be too careful.
Hey, where'd you run off to?
We can take him.
We've got Overfang at least, so we do have
Ready?
we do have synergy abilities we can do together.
Come get some. I'll take your arm.
All right, my time to shine. Let's get sick of.
Guess it's my turn. Want some more? Don't bring it home.
Don't worry about it.
Whoa.
Pile it on.
No, Barrett, don't shoot it. Hold on 1 second. Don't do it.
I think we did all right.
No. The problem with synergy abilities in this game is when you try to specifically get it in certain fights, it is impossible. Look at that. Synergy abilities are more for boss fights, I suppose, and the tougher stuff, and then
got 2 legs here, you know.
Synergy skills you can use in your standard combat. Alright, let's open this bad boy up. "45 years ago, when Red was just 3 years old, little baby."
Damn if that doesn't look convenient.
Barrett really doesn't know how to let that one go, does he? Oh no! Okay. Chamber of Folly.
Ain't got nothing on me.
I think the game is very smart with how it chooses to do combat dialogue as well, like Red being able to switch up like this, and even like Barrett when he went up against Stein, it was really nice of them to make sure that Barrett wouldn't go, "Suck on this," as he's shooting Diane in the face. It's actually like dialogue that fits with his emotional state, how he's reluctantly fighting Diane, not willingly, you know? He's not excited about what he has to do. Okay, I can, yeah, up here. And around.
Hey, where'd you run off to?
A celestial bangle. Nice. Okay. Damn, that's some nice materia slots as well, and a decent upgrade for us. Give it to Barrett, because it's more of an upgrade for him. Give him some more materia. Put a bunch of boxes by a climbable wall. See what happens.
Ready?
All right, watch and learn.
Payback time. Let's see what you got. Go for it.
Need my help, do you? Come get some. Suck on this.
There's no stopping me.
Come on.
Okay.
Hell yeah!
There we go. Hell yeah! That's what I wanted to see.
I only got 2 legs here, you know.
Hey Barrett, I get it. It's okay not to speak. We can have quiet, introspective time while we're in the creepy cave. Oh shit. Hey, you're on that trading card that I bought. I purposefully did not look at the card that we bought when we bought the booster pack that had the Gi Spectre, because I'm like, I'll wait until the game wants to show me the design in battle. But it looks exactly how I thought it would because I recognized it immediately.
What the hell is that?
That is a key.
It's huge.
Under normal circumstances, I would stress that you mustn't judge a book by its cover. For the Gi, however, they are as fearsome as their appearance implies.
These are the things that killed my mom?
Nanaki, this shall be your first trial. You are to explore this place. Understand the nature of its history.
Okay, will do.
Seek the relic of our past. Carry it forth and bring the truth to light. Only then shall the path reveal itself unto you.
Fetching artifacts. So we grab it and then we can carry it back. Grab the Gi artifacts scattered around the cavern and ask Bugenhagen to inspect them. He meditating. This is so cool to see. So this is Nanaki's first trial. So now that we have made it into the cave, we now understand who we're with and where we're going, and how we've got a few trials ahead of us. This is probably our best point to bring this episode of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to a close, as we've got plenty more ahead of us, I'm sure. I am so very happy, so pleased with how the progression of this has happened, taken place. It's just been perfect, and I cannot wait to see how this is going to develop further. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time.